The child embodies our ultimate vision, that every Filipino learner will realize their full potential and ultimately reach their biggest dreams, no matter how high, no matter how hard, through quality education. And as our learners aim to soar, we must continue to elevate our goals. Rising, the kite is our emblem of aspiration to deliver the brand of quality in Philippine basic education. The quadrants of the soaring kite symbolize the key reform areas in forwarding this cause, as we embark on this aggressive reform to yield upskilled teachers, well-developed curriculum, improved learning environment, and responsive multi-stakeholder cooperation. Using the colors of our flag, the logo symbolizes our unity and serves as a reminder that it takes a nation to educate a child. Together, we as a nation will have to move forward and gain more momentum so that our vision of quality basic education for all shall take flight. Sama-sama sa pagsulong ng edukalidad.
Well, hello, Mrs. Morgan. Remember how hard it was to get your students' attention? Oh, Mr. Jeski, any explosive ideas? And you, Mr. Fisher, the world keeps turning, right? Okay, we're past all that, because now we have Microsoft Educator Center. Trainings, courses, webinars, programs, badges, points, certificates. Join now and get yourself ready for the new school year. Teach your best.
The COVID-19 pandemic has brought unprecedented changes to our usual ways of living. But the Department of Education remains unfazed by these challenges to fulfill the mission of Sulong Edukalidad, the rallying call for national effort to deliver quality basic education to all Filipinos, which involve aggressive reforms in the 4 key areas: the K-12 curriculum review and update, improving the learning environment, teachers upskilling and reskilling, and engagement of stakeholders for support and collaboration to move forward together as we prepare the education system for the future. The call for Sulong Edukalidad will continue, and we have built the framework of the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan, or the BELCP, to put the needs of the learners at top priority. DepEd's BELCP is the major response and commitment to protect the health, safety, and well-being of learners, teachers, and personnel. The plan aims to provide opportunities to continue education even in these trying times with a BELCP in place, supported by an unprecedented number of diverse stakeholders from the academe, media, industry groups, NGOs, business and private individuals. Sulong Edukalidad will be able to sustain the aims in its reform for quality basic education. In our journey towards quality education, we have established the 4 pillars of aggressive reforms from the start, and we have been continuing to progress in these pillars. In improving the learning environment, we took action in the construction and rehabilitation of school buildings. ensure the availability of learning materials and equipment, and prioritize our last mile schools. The challenges of the pandemic also brought to light the urgent need to upgrade our ICT infrastructure to service the needs of education. In terms of the teachers upskilling and reskilling, we were able to establish more innovative professional standards for teachers and school heads. We have aligned the professional development of teachers with their career progression to track their development as part of the National Educators Academy of the Philippines transformation. With the launch of the Education Futures program, where we will be focusing on innovative actions and solutions to improve the state of our education, we are now more than ready to start a new journey and continue our fight for quality education for all Filipino learners. Finally, we've given high importance to the engagement of stakeholders for support and collaboration. In support of this, we have convened the Philippine Forum for Accessible Quality Basic Education, or the Education Forum, which will leverage other partnerships for education quality and strengthen partnership with the Philippine Normal University as the country's National Center for Teacher Education. The department has also been developing a professional development program for teachers and school leaders in order to equip them with the skills, materials, and data that will allow them to help their students prepare for PISA 2022. This intervention consists of the following components: online training for teachers and school leaders, development of learning materials and practice tests for students, deepening the analysis of the PISA 2018 results, and supporting school-level action research. Now that the year is about to end, our commitment to sulong edukalidad will continue and will be far from being gone. With a lot at stake, considering our new knowledge and experience from this year's challenges, we are equipped to face a new future. As we head on to the future where we will face many challenges and uncertainties, the department will always be the guardian of every Filipino learner's right to education.
Sino ba ang hindi naapektuhan? Sino ba ang hindi nag-alala? Sino ba ang hindi nalito? Lahat tayo ay naapektuhan. Lahat tayo ay nag-aalala. Lahat tayo ay nalito. Dahil binago ng pandemyang dulot ng COVID-19 ang paraan ng pamumuhay ng lahat ng mga Pilipino saan mang sektor ka nabibilang. Tumigil ang panandalian ang ating mga nakagawian. Tumigil ang lahat ng uri ng transaksyon. Tumigil ang lahat ng operasyon ng mga paaralan. Nakalilito. Nakakaba. Paano na ang kinabukasan ng mga kabataan? Paano na tayo sa hinaharap? Opisyal na nilulunsad ng Kagawaran ng Edukasyon sa pangunguna ng Office of the Undersecretary for Curriculum and Instruction ang DepEd Teaches. Ito ay isang online na programa na gagabay sa mga guro, tagapangasiwa, magulang at mag-aaral hinggil sa mga pagbabago sa batayang edukasyon ngayong new normal. Ang DepEd Teaches ay angkla sa sulong edukalidad na nakatuon sa 4 na pangunahing pangangailangan ng mapunyaging reforma tungo sa makalidad na pagtuturo at pagkatuto. Una, pagre-review at pagsasapanahon ng kurikulum ng K-12. Ikalawa, pagpapaunlad ng kapaligiran pampagkatuto. Ikatlo, paglinang ng mga bagong kasanayan sa mga guro. At ang ikaapat, ang pakikipag-ugnay sa mga stakeholder para sa suporta at kolaborasyon. Sa pamamagitan ng virtual learning platform, Ang DepEd Teaches ang magsisilbing bukas na komunidad ng pagsasanay na titipon sa mga guro, tagapamunong pang-edukasyon at sa sinumang may pagnanais sa pagtataguyod ng kalidad na edukasyon sa bansa at sa pagtagumpay ng bawat Pilipinong mag-aaral. Ang mga opisyal, education specialist, learning content expert at outstanding teacher ng DepEd ang magiging tagapanayam na magbabahagi ng kanilang kaalaman at kasanayan sa kurikulum, pagtuturo at pagkatuto, pagtataya at lahat ng kaugnay na mahalaga sa proseso ng pagtuturo at pagkatuto sa new normal. Bilang mga frontliner ng classroom, inaasahang magiging aktibo ang mga guro sa programang ito. Ang mga tema at paksa ay angkop sa kanilang pangangailangan at konteksto sa pamamagitan ng accessible na platform, ang social media. Sumali na sa OUCI family sa DepEd Teaches, kung sama-sama mapahuhusay pa ang mga guro, kung sama-sama higit na malilinang natin ang mga mag-aaral.
Good afternoon to all, especially to our loyal and active viewers in DepEd Teaches, DepEd Philippines, and DepEd Tayo Facebook pages, and even those who are watching us in official DepEd YouTube channel. It is once said by Wendy Ostroff, a developmental and cognitive psychologist, that learning is what humans do best. We learn throughout our lives by wandering and exploring, experiencing and playing. And this is what we do here in DepEd Teaches. We keep on learning because we want, or this is what we can do best, not just for ourselves, but especially to our learners who look up to us as their teachers, facilitators, coach, or even mentor. I am confident to say that all of our viewers have been enjoying our episodes. And so today, we welcome you all once again for another exciting journey of learning where we deliver you the most relevant, timely, and although short, yet powerful presentation that will equip you in becoming effective teachers of 21st century skills. Hello, Miss Anna. How do you do, or how do you think our new theme for March?
All right, so pleasant afternoon, everyone. First and foremost, let's commend ourselves for reaching a milestone because we've just finished 10 episodes in a short span of time. Can we give ourselves a big round of applause? You know our stats is pretty good, Sir July, because our community keeps on growing. And we've read your comments so far, dear viewers, and we are very delighted to hear that you've learned so much and you do really appreciate our unique offering, which I can tell that you've been very attentive and focused on everything that is being shared here. Once again, thank you so much. The theme for episodes 11 to 14 is all about content knowledge and pedagogy that highlights the teaching of 21st century skills. And this reminds me of a famous line that I encountered before, and probably you've seen this before also. It says that 21st century learners taught by 20th century teachers in 19th century classroom. Can you just imagine that predicament? It's a sad reality that if we are moving fast, yet the challenge is, are we on track in terms of skills, readiness, and knowledge? Or are we just trying to catch up and sometimes we lose focus on the essential things? So the theme content knowledge and pedagogy is well thought out that is tailor fit to our present needs.
I agree with you, Ma'am Anna. And if we want 21st century learners, we also need 21st century teachers or educators. The concept about 21st century skills is not new to us, but it is inevitable that we sometimes forget to emphasize on the best practices, and tend to go back to the old techniques that we may no longer be relevant with the kind of learners we have. And so with this new theme, the content knowledge and pedagogy has 4 episodes. We'll emphasize on the strategies on how we can create 21st century learning environment. Moreover, each episode has been carefully selected and designed to support the holistic development of our profession as educators. Notice that we have started with curriculum and planning, followed by the learner and his environment, and now on a broader aspect, content knowledge and pedagogy. I believe for the 4 episodes under this theme, there are new things that we will learn, ideas that we need to learn again, and some things that we need to unlearn and forget.
Well, Sir July, that sounds familiar when you said learn, be learn, and unlearn. I heard that before with Alvin Toffler, who once said that the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. And so we have a challenge for our viewers today. As you listen during the presentation, not just for this episode, but for the upcoming 3 episodes, we encourage everyone to join us in the discussion by completing the following statement that you see on the screen right now. So let me read to you. I learned about, it is good to relearn that, what I must unlearn is. So for every episode, please share in the comment section not just what you've learned, but is there any information you've heard before and it has become clearer to you after listening to DepEd Teaches. And it is interesting to find out also if there are things you have to unlearn after discovering it is an outdated practice or it's a misconception.
You can also make discussion have ripple effect if you will also create a personal post in your Facebook page and write your thoughts and insights about DepEd Teaches episode. Again, by answering and completing these 3 STEM phrases. Let us show them again, these STEM phrases. First, I learned about blank. It is good to relearn that blank, and what I must unlearn is blank. So don't forget to use the hashtag I support DepEd Teaches and hashtag DepEd Teaches episode 11. We must encourage and invite more people to join us here in DepEd Teaches by sharing what we have learned, relearned, and unlearned. Last week, we have promised to read some comments from our viewers who actively participated in the comment section. So last week episode focused on positive discipline in managing learner-focused environment. So some of the comments that we have gotten are as follows. One of the viewers, Sir Jose Celso Perez, he said, I realize that effective discipline emphasizes more on maintaining respect and dignity, as well as kindness and firmness. Another viewer, Ma'am Teresa Reyes, she mentioned that as teachers or even as parents, we need to nurture our learners with respect and appreciation. Also, Ma'am Evelinda Dooley posted a comment that positive discipline is the most effective way to manage 21st century learners. Once again, thank you to our viewers who shared their insights and thoughts from our question last week. Ma'am Anna, do you have any other comments?
Yes, Sir July, we have a lot of comments. So last week it was a very good comprehensive presentation about positive discipline. And we asked them 2 questions. So we have some answers here from Art Teodoro, who said constant communication with a sincere heart. Mercedita Grimaldo also said positive discipline leads to positive behavior. And Mayolin Anguluan said we must have openness and develop good relationship with the parents. So just keep on sharing your key takeaways here in DepEd Teaches comment section and more on, so you can post it also on your social media account like Facebook page and Twitter. We will try our best to read your responses next week. So now let's begin our journey in this new theme, content knowledge and pedagogy. Let's buckle up and get ready to learn, relearn, and unlearn about applying teaching strategies that develop 21st century skills and positive use of ICT. It is our honor to introduce to you another excellent resource person. Dr. Melissa Sanchez is currently the Assistant Schools Division Superintendent of Schools Division Office of Pampanga. She is an innovative leader responsive to the challenges of the pandemic as she spearheaded the online assessment and virtual ranking process in SDO Pampanga, being the chairman of the Human Resource Merit Promotion and Selection Board. While she was the ASDS of DepEd Tarlac Province, she led the Project Continue, which stands for Compendium of Notes, Technique, and Understanding the Essentials, a content development process that produces and localizes contextualized milk-based learning materials. Also in DepEd Tarlac, she led the implementation of Project Simple, Simplified Information Management Process for Leadership Empowerment, a data management system. The implementation of the same was also the subject of her research entitled Efficiency of Project Simple, a perception of the ICT coordinators, school head, and teachers that she presented in the 2019 Philippine Society for Public Administration International Conference. The same research was internationally published in European Journal of Research Development and Sustainability last September 2020.
Dr. Melissa Sanchez is also a former regional supervisor in Human Resource Development Division and Division Education Program Supervisor for inclusive education programs such as the Alternative Learning System, Special Education, and Madrasa program. Dr. Sanchez took her Master of Arts in Education degree, major in mathematics in the University of Assumption in City of San Fernando, where she received an outstanding master thesis award for her paper on the utilization of ALS digitized modules in improving the problem-solving skills of out-of-school youth. In 2018, she graduated cum laude for her doctoral degree in philosophy, major in educational leadership management at La Consolacion University, Philippines. Dr. Sanchez is also a career executive service eligible who passed the educational management test or the superintendent's exam in 2015. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the current Assistant Schools Division Superintendent of the Schools Division Office of Pampanga, Dr. Melissa S. Sanchez. Then let us give her a virtual round of applause.
Maya paldo kayungan. Good day, everyone. This is Melissa S. Sanchez from the Schools Division Office of Pampanga, DepEd Region 3. Our discussion will focus on the following. First, the importance and integration of 21st century skills in distance learning modalities. Then, we are going to describe the characteristics and evidences that teacher is teaching 21st century skills. In an international event of witty gossip sometime in August 2020, I was asked to impart my insight regarding this question.
During and post-lockdown, there has been a lot of methods being adopted by the educational institutes for, say, utilizing online platforms, social media apps, broadcast over television, teaching over loudspeaker, sharing video lectures, etc. Out of all of these, which method is apt and or what best possible solution can we come up for the education of our children?
I can still vividly remember my answer to that question. And I've told the beautiful moderator, Ms. Anjani Pande, that the best method that may be considered for the education of our children may not be confined to one single modality of learning delivery. What is apt and best would depend on the context of what resources are available to our learners, which may be one or a combination of various platforms mentioned, since the key in distance learning is blended learning. We in the Department of Education have employed various learning delivery modalities during the lockdown. Based on our survey, we've looked into what modality has the most extensive reach to learners, thus the birth of DepEd TV. But to supplement TV learning, we maintained our modular learning to ensure that the most essential learning competencies that we wish to be mastered by our learners will still be made available, especially for areas that will not be reached by TV instruction. 6 months after, as I look back, the concern of most of us then, prior to the opening of classes, was really on the modalities that we should employ for learning to continue despite the pandemic. The process flow of how are we going to have the lessons delivered using the various platforms available to our learners. But after the 2 quarters, we might as well ask, what goes beyond the method? How is learning in the new normal? What is the new normal? If we are going to search from the dictionaries, this word is defined by 2 common phrases. First, an unfamiliar situation. And this is an unfamiliar situation that has become expected, standard, or typical. In our schools, this is the picture of the new normal. Health protocols, distribution of modules, retrieval of modules. At home, the new normal is a picture of a child being assisted by their parents or guardians, whether with a modular learning or TV-based learning through the DepEd TV and other local TV. In the perspective of teachers, checking the output of learners and their activity sheets is a normal scenario. But there is more to this now. Answering phone calls and text messages, and using these platforms to also assist the parents and their learners. Given this new normal setup, we have a challenge. Region 3 in terms of how many learners passed and how many learners failed during the first quarter. These represent the learners who were not able to meet the grade level expectations. If learners are not meeting the grade level expectations, what should be our goal? How can 21st century skills be integrated in distance learning modalities to enhance learning? How can the positive use of ICT by teachers help learners understand the lesson? In this era of technological advancement, the words of John Dewey should move us to action. We must prepare our children not for the world of past, not for our world, but for their world of the future. Just how are we going to do that? With the distance learning modality, we will appreciate that indeed ICT is the key. If we talk of ICT or information communications technology in the context of education, this refers to the mode of education that use information and communications technology to support, enhance, and optimize the delivery of information. We have found ICT significant and helpful, especially in this time that there is no face-to-face instruction. During this pandemic, internet, cell phones, computers, software applications, video conferencing, social networking, television, radio, and other media application and services allowed us not only to survive, but to thrive during the first 2 quarters of the school year. To successfully integrate ICT in distance learning modality, the teacher plays a vital role. The teacher cannot give what he/she doesn't have. He/she cannot teach what he/she doesn't know. A teacher must not only be equipped with basic technological skills. For integration to be successful, a teacher must be equipped with advanced technology skills coupled with learner-centered pedagogy. What is the meaning of UNESCO's framework for us? In the new normal of delivering education, we are to assume new roles, new pedagogies, and new approaches. How we would assume our roles would vary depending on what stage are we in using ICT, and this will implicate also our pedagogical usage of ICT as teachers. As teachers, we are enhancing the traditional teaching and facilitate learning through ICT, but we aim to specialize in ICT so that we create innovative learning environments. The teaching skills of the future will include the ability to develop innovative ways of using technology to enhance the learning environment and to encourage technology literacy, knowledge deepening, and knowledge creation. Teacher professional learning will be a critical component of this educational improvement. Instructional technology is the branch of education concerned with the scientific study of instructional design and development. So it's instructional technology equals instructional design plus instructional development. The main purpose of instructional designers is to create engaging, effective learning experiences. With our paradigm shift from face-to-face to distance learning modality, instructional design is very crucial. Therefore, preparation of materials takes more time, especially if we want to ensure the quality of our learning delivery. Now, it is a question of, are our learners learning from technology or are they learning with technology? Let us look at some examples on how our teachers are using technology as they teach in the new normal. What you are seeing in the screen is one of the innovation applied by our junior high school teacher, Teacher Shari Miguel of Betis High School, Guagua, Pampanga. The main objective of the module app is to maximize the usage of Android phones that may result to fast, reliable, time-efficient, and hassle-free manner of getting copies of the modules, and to ensure the continuous delivery of the curriculum despite of the pandemic. During lockdown, even the distribution and retrieval of modules was very challenging for the affected barangays and municipalities, especially in cases when there are a number of positive cases in the area. More so, to save the budget from the MOE of the secondary schools, she did this for grade 7 to 10, junior high school. Just imagine the savings they had that instead of having the printed modules, those with cell phones and tablets would opt to have the app instead and have the digital copy of the modules. This is how it works. How about our learners and teachers? These are pictures of them using the module app. Now, is this learning from technology or learning with technology? With teachers and learners using the app as a substitute to printed modules, it is learning from technology. How do we make it a platform that will allow learners to learn with technology? Teacher Shari added a feature in the app, social media. Linking the app with FB allowed for learner engagement. They established a platform where learners meet their teachers. To encourage more engagement, the app also had a link to Ang Manlililok Online Pub, a page which is handled by campus journalists, a platform which also allowed for the enhancement of the journalistic skills of the writers, making possible continuous training despite the absence of face-to-face interaction. One of the keys in successfully thriving in teaching in the new normal is combining media. According to Dr. Jason Oler, being able to read and write multiple forms of media and integrate them into a meaningful whole is the new hallmark of literacy. Before, we only think of reading, writing, and arithmetic in referring to the word literacy. In our K-12 curriculum, at the center is a holistically developed learner who is equipped with 21st century skills, which is composing of multiple literacies: information, media, and technology skills, learning and innovation skills, communication skills, and life and career skills. It is our goal to provide learners with lessons that integrate technology, which allows for the creation of knowledge products that they will encounter in their daily lives. Since we are in the 21st century, we recognize that appropriate use of ICT in teaching can really improve our learners' performance and will ensure that they are going to meet the grade level expectations for each learning area in spite of the challenges we are and we will have to face. But we have to consider, at what level are we in terms of enhancing technology integration? We can refer to this SAMR model of Dr. Puentedura to determine where we are in terms of our level of using technology. At which level should teachers and learners use technology? Are we at the substitution level, where technology acts as a direct tool substitute with no functional change? Are we at the augmentation level, where technology acts as a direct tool substitute with functional improvement? Are we at the modification level, where technology allows for significant task redesign? Or are we at the redefinition level, where technology allows for the creation of new tasks previously inconceivable? The level of our usage of technology will define whether we are allowing our learners to just learn from technology or we allow them to learn with technology. We cannot give what we do not have. We cannot teach what we do not know. What shall serve then as our guide as teachers in teaching in the new normal? We go back to the 4 C's of 21st century skills. The 4 C's of the 21st century learners are also the 4 C's of the 21st century teachers, even in the context of the new normal. First C, communication. Communication, this means sharing thoughts, ideas, and solutions. And these are very important in these challenging times. We share these thoughts, ideas, and solutions not only with our learners, but with parents who assumed our roles as teachers in a home-based learning setup. Whether using analog cell phones for calls or text messaging, or we're using messaging app or email, teachers should communicate. Careful planning of the learner's individual development and progress may be a result of honest and realistic feedback that we can only obtain from communication. In the context of teaching, we can level up the way we communicate. Teachers can explore various media in reading and writing. Communicating lesson in the new normal means recasting your words so that they are concise and compact. Whether it is a text message, an announcement in a page, or a post in social media, on-screen reading have formatting conventions for easy reading. Next C, collaboration. Working together to reach a goal, putting talent, expertise, and smarts to work. Although some teachers are excited about technology, others feel overwhelmed. Sometimes, use of ICT is so overwhelming that teachers are prompted to retire and leave the profession. The key is collaboration. Instructional technology, design and development may be a combination of individual and collective thinking and creative endeavor. Earlier, Teacher Shari thought of the idea of coming up with a module app, but the technicality of realizing the goal was a contribution of other teachers with the technical skills. Your school ICT coordinator and other able teachers may help you with your innovative idea. The third C is critical thinking. Looking at problems in a new way and linking learning across subjects and disciplines. Teachers need to adjust accordingly. With the new normal setup, we have to educate ourselves so that we can understand how technology influences perception and thinking. We want our students to use technology not only effectively and creatively, but also wisely. To be concerned with not just how to use digital tools, but also when to use them and why. And last, creativity. Trying new approaches to get things done equals innovation and invention. We have to experiment with new media and blend literacies. We can experiment on preparing a video, example, a video of a science process, a blog about literature, creating games, documentaries, or digital stories on social issues. They say that aside from reading and writing, we can add another R, art. In the written work and performance tasks of our learners, we see art, concepts of color, form, and collage. These are part of our learners' expression. Let's blend traditional and emerging literacies, digital, art, oral, and written. For example, reports can be harnessed with story. Reports of learners develop in them skills like objective research and critical thinking. But stories allow for them to express their creativity as it is more nonlinear and engaging. I would like to have, for the final part, one last example of a digitally fluent teacher by showcasing one of his lessons on friction, a 21st century content in the context of the new normal. Let's watch Sir Emmanuel Maglasang, senior high school teacher at DepEd High School, Florida Blanca, Pampanga.
Sabi ni Newton, kung walang puwersang magpapahinto, lahat ng bagay na gumagalaw ay habang buhay nagagalaw. Pero bakit ganito yung bolang hinagis ko? Hindi pa tapos ang isang araw, tumigil na siya sa paggalaw. Ngunit sa aking pag-iisip, ay bigla kong napagtanto, oo nga pala, tinuro na nga pala ito ng teacher ko. Yung tungkol sa first law of motion at ang force ng friction, oo, yun nga pala yun. Friction ang nagpatigil sa bolang aking tinapon. Naalala ko rin na friction rin ang may kasalanan sa gasgas ng mga taong nadadapa sa daan at sa maingay na langit-ngit ng pinto sa pintuan. Pero bago nyo isumpa at kamuhian ang friction na to, gusto ko lang malaman nyo at ipaalala sa inyo na kung walang friction sa mundo, sa daan ay dudulas lang at hindi iikot ang mga gulong at magiging mahirap na rin ang pagsungkit ng kulangot sa ilong. Kaya maraming salamat, friction. Pero sandali nga lang at may bigla akong naalala. Ang friction nga pala ay hindi lang iisa. Meron nga palang dalawang uri ng friction. Ang una ay ang static friction at ang isa naman ay ang kinetic friction. Si static friction yung nanay mo na mahigpit mag-enforce ng quarantine. Pipigilan ka niya sa lahat ng gusto mong gawin. Gusto mong mag-swimming, subukan mong lumabas at ikaw ay kanyang hahagupitin. Kung may isang bagay ka na gusto mong pagalawin, static friction ang iyong dapat kalabanin. Gusto mong itulak ang washing machine, mapapagalaw mo lang siya kung ang static friction ay natalo mo na. Kapag napagalaw mo ang isang bagay sa static friction, tapos na ang trabaho sa buhay. Si kinetic friction naman ang sisiguradong ang pagtulak mo ay hindi magiging hayahay. Si kinetic friction yung tanod sa kanto na bakal ang kamay. Pagkatapos mong makatakas kay nanay sa bahay, siya naman ang sisiguradong ang iyong pagpuslit ay mawawalan ng saysay. Kapag ang isang bagay ay gumalaw na, mabilis man o mabagal ito, si kinetic friction ang pilit na magpapahinto rito. Pero ito talaga ang gusto kong matandaan nyo. At may aral kayong matututunan dito. Sa pagtulak mo ng washing machine, iyong mapapansin na kapag ang gamit ay gumalaw na, ang pagtulak ay nagiging mas madali na. Ito ay dahil sa malakas ang static friction kung ikukumpara sa kinetic friction. Totoo nga ang kanilang sinasabi na ang pagsisimula ang pinakamahirap na parte. Kaya huwag agad susuko. Kung nararamdaman mong gusto mo lang sumuko ngayon, alalahanin mo lang ang lesson natin tungkol sa kinetic friction.
Sabi nga ni Sir Iman, ang pagsisimula ang pinakamahirap na parte, kaya huwag agad susuko. The version of John Maxwell, dreams don't work unless you do. So we need to exert extra efforts to achieve the results that we want for our learners. Dakal pong salamat. Thank you for your time. This is Melissa Sanchez from the Schools Division Office of Pampanga, DepEd Region 3.
Thank you so much, ASDS Sanchez, for a very articulate and exceedingly interesting presentation that highlights the positive use of ICT in the context of the 21st century teaching and learning. May we remind our viewers to share your takeaways by telling us what you have learned, relearned, and unlearned in today's episode. Don't forget to use the hashtag I support DepEd Teaches and hashtag DepEd Teaches episode 11.
Okay, so other announcements. For episodes 11 to 14, we will only have a single registration and evaluation. So don't forget to register, which is good until episode 14. For you to receive your certificates of appearance and participation, you must pass the evaluation on the 14th episode, in which questions will come from the 4 episodes under the theme Content Knowledge and Pedagogy. So don't miss any episode. We hope you invite more friends to join us here every Thursday. Just click the like and share button on our official Facebook page, DepEd Teaches. Once again, thank you so much, dear teachers.
On behalf of the curriculum and instruction strand, I hope to see you once again to our continuous journey of wandering and exploring, experiencing and playing. For learning is what we can do best, and this can be experienced here in DepEd Teaches, in which our mission is empowering teachers, enabling learners. A pleasant afternoon, everyone.